Eat it up. Who is that? Oh my goodness. Who's my bouncy girl? Wow. Ready? Oh, 1, 2, 3. Hello. Emery, can you say mama? Can you say mama? Hello. We could just do this for like an hour. What do you think? You got spittle? Huh? Let me see. Dun, dun. Hey guys. Hey Trisha. I was thinking about tagging you in this. Guys, this is Emery. I'm just holding her for a few minutes while we get started here. Emery. Hi, baby girl. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. The caps have made a fat baby. She's 6 months old tomorrow. Thank you very much. She is awesome. The kid, not me. What? I'm just kidding. This one looks a lot like me though. For now. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, baby girl. Gotta watch those legs. They're dangerous. Okay. There we go. Guys, this is exactly how you hold a 6-month-old, okay? Who's up there? Dun, dun, dun. Emery! Dun, 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 dun. This is usually when babies puke, you know? This is like perfect baby puking posture. No getting baby hungry. You can get your fix right here. Ooh, let go. I didn't need that hair. Hi, baby girl. Say hello to the world. Guys, we're going to talk about confidence today. And I'm going to try to get through it while I hold the little peanut butter here. So, confidence is super important because if people have real confidence, if they're really confident in themselves, they are better people, they are happier people. The guy that walks in and is a big loudmouth at the party or whatever, he is not confident. He's lacking in confidence. That was almost a pukey. And he's mean because he's lacking in confidence. Does anybody think they'd like their, thank you so much. Does anybody think they'd like their confidence increased? Say, right here. I'll just put her on the floor. You guys think that's a good idea? Who is that? You say, mama. If you guys would like me to tell you how to increase your confidence and keep it increased, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just do Emery. Dun, 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 dun. She's getting her hair back. Who's this silly girl? She's so smiley. Steven! Trisha! It's good. It's a good thing. You know, we shouldn't be afraid of confidence. That's confidence gets negative connotations from people that are overly confident, you know. We're going to do this. We're going to do this standing. Ooh, yeah. Ready? All right. So, confidence. Where do we derive our confidence from? Anybody know? Oh. So like things that we do, you know, might give us confidence as we get better at them, right? But is that a great place to get confidence from? No, it's not. As you know, everything that I talk about, I'm trying to empower you guys up here. Hey, Danica. Here's the baby. Here's the baby. Oh, she's so big and chubby. Not your broken childhood. Yes and no. Yes and no. It's how you want to spin that childhood, Trisha. Talk to me. I'll help you spin that the right way. So we can do things. I'm sorry this is like kind of awkward. Like, hey down there, I'm tall for once in my life. I'm tall. We can do things that can make us confident through practice, right? Subconscious. It's like a feeling, right, brother? Steven says. What up, Andres? This is Emery. Dun, 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 dun. dun, dun, dun. This will just be the whole video. And yeah, so we can practice things. Let's say you want to be a better, more confident public speaker. You want to be more confident with a sport or a skill. Your confidence is absolutely going to come from, partially, from the practice that you give it. So practice the things that you want to be good at and the things that you love. But it's got to come from a place of love first. If you want confidence, you have to love yourself. So everything comes from the inside. It has to. If you derive stuff from the outside, eventually one day it's going to flake. It's going to flutter and you're not going to be able to have it. So that's why I'm always teaching you guys to focus everything on your mind and less on like the things that you do. And confidence can be faked. Can it be faked? I don't really think that like anything can be faked. People could feel like you're confident. So that was like my example of like the loud guy at the bar. Ooh, num-nums. Not too deep, baby. But you can't fake real confidence. Real genuine confidence. I like the way that Deepak Chopra describes it as self-power. You have to have power in yourself. And real genuine confidence, you will know. People don't have to talk loud or be right all the time. In fact, people that are wrong very often can be very confident. It's in how they handle it. But guys, I'm going to tell you how to do it. So don't even worry, Tracy Lee, about faking it. I'm going to tell you how to do it. So we got to get confidence on the inside, right? And somebody asked, I think it was Kayla, who's only going to catch the replay of this, asked, how do we stop doubting ourselves? You know, how do we stop doubting ourselves and having negative self-talk all the time, right? It's all about self-talk. We can't stop negative self-talk. We can start positive self-talk. That's where it has to begin. Just like so many of the things that I'm telling you guys, you have to feed yourself good thoughts. Yesterday, the theme was planting flowers instead of picking weeds. Just notice the weed. You can't pick it out of there. You just got to plant flowers, right? So tell yourself good stuff. Don't talk negatively about yourself. The negative self-talk can just be an indicator. It can let you know, I'm afraid or I'm fearing this thing because of this. And then you just go from there. It's okay. Worrying and fearing is useless. So now she's getting the cap treatment. Get the arm workout. This is what my baby's like. Adrenaline junkie kids that I got. So, another thing that I want to talk to you guys about is rigidity. How you define yourself. How you need to define yourself. What do we define ourselves as? I'm a dad, I'm a man. That's essentially the only things that I'm at right now. But a lot of people are saying, I like this sports team. I'm for this political party. I need these things. I'm a workaholic. I'm a go-getter. I'm a closer. Some people are like very specific to their, I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm whatever. The more you define yourself, the more rigid you become. So rigidity is a dangerous thing. The more you need in your life and the more you're trying to label yourself, the less confident you'll become if any of those things fall out of place, which they easily can, right? So let's say you're a real go-getter, closer in sales. You're super motivated. You're super competitive. And then just some things don't work out for you. Then what do? Then you lose all your confidence because you're putting all your chips into that basket. Does that make sense? Does it make sense? Oh, thanks, sweetheart. She was awesome. Bye, baby girl. Oh, where'd everybody go? I'm just kidding. So what the heck was I talking about? Rigidity. So what are kind of like some of the things that you guys might define yourselves as right now? We got some entrepreneurs in the group. I know, right, Steven? And then his ratings just fell flat. I don't know what happened to it. This whole time I thought my content was good. Meanwhile, it's just the baby love. some of the things that you guys might define yourself. Just bringing us up here. All right, here we go. Now to get into it. I'm gonna make you guys more confident now, okay? So rigidity, everything that you need to have in your life, this need that you need to have your morning regimen, you need to have your steak cooked this perfect way. The more it becomes a need and a very, very specific thing, the more your world can easily be rocked, the more easily your world can be tossed and bad things can happen to you. And you want to really, really try. I'm not saying to completely remove all labels just yet, but I think that is a good thing to go for. But I think that you want to loosen the grip on those things, because the looser you are, the more like water you are, my friends, the more flexible you are, the more you'll go with the flow. You'll see the difference between a confident person and an unconfident person. It comes in a discussion. It comes in an argument. It comes in playing sports or video games or whatever. Any chance in sales, that you can like one up the other person. A confident person will accept and then try to get better or try to move on or just be very comfortable with being second or third or whatever it is. But an unconfident person, it will crush them because they are putting all of their stock into something else. Someone was talking about love today with me, and they were asking, like, how can you not have attachment and still experience love? And I was saying, well, see, that's part of it, is that we think we have to attach ourselves to things, and we don't. We really don't have to attach ourselves to anything. Steven says, father, coach, mentor, and friend. See, it's very simple stuff. It's good. There's nothing wrong with all that stuff. Keeping it simple. Keep this simple. The simpler up there, the smarter you'll be, I swear to you. And the more confident you'll be. Try not to overthink things. I think that's what somebody was talking about with the self-talk. Overthinking. How much thought do you guys think actually goes on consciously in your brain? Your brain has all this information. It's always cycling through all of this information, and we think that we're putting together these plans and these thoughts. About 2 years ago, I had all these opportunities, and I was asking the universe for opportunity, and I had like 7 opportunities on the table. I was interviewing. It was so stupid because in medical device, you really have to know the company very well. You have to be like, you have to be deep into them. If you guys can hear me, send me some emojis or something. Send me a monkey. Send me the monkey. Over 10 million thoughts a day. I don't know I think it's, yeah, dude, definitely over 10 million. I actually think it's billions of bits of information per minute, but thoughts then might be different than just bits of information. So definitely, dude, like so definitely. And what do we get to focus on? Like 3 things. Like at the end of the day, we're like, oh, the traffic sucked today and the weather was crappy. And then that becomes our whole day. And we can get back into rewiring and how we're supposed to. Hey, Tracy, thank you. There's the monkeys. And we can get into that towards the end. But the chatter in your head, right? The chatter, the yada, 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 the things that are going on in your head that you have a decision, right? So I have these 7 opportunities in front of me. I think it was actually 6. So I got 6 opportunities in front of me, and I'm interviewing for some, and I'm just starting the interview process for others, and I'm studying. I got all these opportunities right in front of me. And I'm like, well, how am I going to pick the right one? What's going to be the right one for my family? Because I don't want to make a mistake. So then I'm inserting some fear. I'm inserting some doubt into that. I'm losing confidence, and I'm getting shaky in that actual in just trying to decide, right? But my point here is that you can make a pro and con list. And I feel bad. I used to before I was doing this professionally, I was telling people pro and con lists are so good to do because you can weigh out the odds. But Steven's always hitting some of the best points. He said, why? Why, when you have that feeling, that why, that's going to decide everything for you. So if you have these opportunities in front of you, you can make the biggest lists, and you can think that you're coming up with newer and newer ideas. But in the beginning, you had a feeling about one of them, and that feeling, that gut, which is actually where your thoughts come from, that feeling, is your gut mind. We should talk about that at one point. That's going to be the decider. So you list them all out, and then the tables, it's actually tilting this way in the scales, and you're actually like, but I mean, I really like this one better. And then you wind up doing that one, and you spend a day or weeks or months trying to make decisions. We should just make them. So people get decision fatigue and decision anxiety. And what I would encourage you to do is start practicing just deciding on things. And this goes back to like the basis of like treating things like depression and stuff. You want to just focus all of your energy and attention on making yourself the person that you want to be. So if you're really bad at deciding things, decide things all day. Present silly things in front of you like blue pen or red pen, boom. And just, not red pen, don't do red pen. Just make sure you're doing decisions constantly and you're constantly deciding. That way when real decisions come up, you feel a little bit more like a decisive person. It's just wiring your brain for being ready to decide. So Danica says, my confidence goes away the second I have to present to directors and VPs at work. It's like I stand up in the boardroom and go blank and shaky. How do I hold it together in the moment? This is a very frequent part of my career. So this is a fantastic question because it's going to highlight a few of the points that I want to talk about anyway. So I will just answer it and we'll get to my points as we get to them. So if we get true self-power, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pin the comment so that I can explain some stuff beforehand and then I'll come back to it. Go all in or go home. Do it with your heart. Steven's he's got the quips, the quick quips, and they're perfect. True self-confidence, true self-power comes from a few things. And these are things that you have to learn how to practice regularly all throughout your life if you want to be confident in front of VPs and close big deals, if you want to, be confident in doing the things that you're not really confident with. Now, the simple stuff and the generic advice, it's very helpful. Danica, you want to get up there and practice talking. You want to have all your talk tracks spelled out really nicely. You want to be in a very happy mood. You want to go into that boardroom with a feeling of gratitude and love. But practice makes perfect, but it doesn't necessarily make you a more confident person because that situation is still, it defines you in a certain way, right? So Deepak Chopra says some of my favorite things about confidence and self-power, and he says that there are 4 principles that you have to know, and I'm going to add to them because I'm not just going to be Deepak Chopra Jr. here. But everybody in the world, everybody is your equal. Your friends, your enemies, everybody. And just if you just drill that into your head, that means that you don't judge people, you don't hate people, you love everybody. You don't look up to people in a way like they're better than you. They have something that you want to learn. You respect them. You respect everybody as you would respect yourself. So you first have to get your self-talk to a place that's happy and good enough in order to claim everybody equal. Because I know lots of people that if you're saying, hey, this person's equal with me, if my self-talk is garbage, then those people are not going to be very happy that I'm treating them as garbage. So you gotta put yourself up nice and high and good and loving, and then love everybody else. So the VP and the janitor, they're all the same. They're just people. They're just people playing this role, forgetting their ways and all that good stuff. They're all in different parts of the path. So treat people as equals. Look at people as equals. Don't raise and lower and try to find your way in this hierarchy. Just be there with them. And you do that with love. Be fearless. And being fearless goes back to my point about being like not the same way that most people would look at as competitive. The guy that you're playing foosball with and then he loses his mind when you beat him or something. That's not competitive. Competitive is, oh, it was a great game. Do you want to do another one? No? Great. That's fine. I lose some, I win some. I enjoy the game. I enjoy the competition. That's competitiveness. So being fearless is being able to be wrong, being able to be right in the right way. And you need to not be afraid of taking on any kind of challenges, because challenges help define you to be the person that you want to be. Otherwise, they wouldn't be challenging at all. And if life was smooth and easy, and we were all born perfect, we'd all be committing suicide very, very quickly. It would be so boring. It really, really would be. So, Danica, you're saying that approaching these VPs and you get shaky and you kind of lose it. That's a challenge. So the first thing that I would say, my first bit of advice, hey guys, if you can hear me, send me a monkey emoji or something. Give me some love. The first bit of advice is to, what am I talking about now? Your fearlessness. So don't get down on yourself. We make mistakes. If you look at life like this, I don't always get what I want, but I get exactly everything that I need. Exactly when I need it, every time I need it. Then the bad things don't seem so bad. Then you can say, well, you know what, I was shaky in front of the VPs last time because I still have room to grow. And having room to grow is a pretty good thing. That means that I'm not done with this life thing yet. That means that, because if you grow, your experience with life grows as well. 2-year-olds can love. There's the monkeys. 2-year-olds can they can love, they can enjoy life, whatever, and their life is very simple. But they can't love and appreciate on the levels that we can. So as you're climbing and building the person that you're building, your things like love and enjoyment and all that good stuff, they get bigger. They get more. So you don't want to just arrive. Shakespeare said, satisfaction is death. That feeling of just, I'm done. Don't get there. It's a good thing that you were shaky the last time you were in there because you still have more to climb. And that more to climb isn't just for the VPs, it's for you to experience life in a better way. So never get down on yourself. It's okay. If you guys remember, I don't always get what I want, but I get exactly what I need. It'll make your lives so much smoother and better. Hey, I'll take a fish. I like animals. Any kind of animal will do. So let's keep rolling here. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of challenges. Appreciate them, love them, cherish them, because they're helping shape you into the person that you want to be. If that's who you want to be. If you're in a sales job or whatever you're doing there, where you're meeting with these VPs and directors and you're getting nervous but you don't like the job, then don't work at that job anymore. Find something that you love. And we could talk about that. I'm not just shooing that away. And we're just going to keep coming back to your point here because, like I said, it brings up a lot of topics that I want to talk about. So repercussions. Don't be doing things for the purpose of receiving. Right? Andres and I were just talking about this with love. To truly love somebody is not to do for them in order to get back from them. And in everything that we do, if we looked at it like, well, I'm doing this for me, which I know that you're doing, you're approaching the VPs and the directors for yourself, for a sale, but it's also because you have a manager or your own VP or director that you have to enter to. It's also because you're trying to make an impression or make a change in them, and you're focusing so much on them. But if you do it for you and constantly bring it back to this selfishness, well, I'm helping this person because I'm trying to invite more love and more positivity into my own heart, then you become very self-centered. And this is a good kind of self-centered if your energy is all for the right reasons, right? Do you guys get what I'm saying with that kind of level of self-centered? I'm going to love this person because it feels good to love. Because I'm planting flowers, I'm not planting weeds up in my head. And I'm going to keep loving them, loving your enemy. Just like I was saying the other night, somebody got on my nerves and I just sat there and I was just thinking, and I'm like, I love them. I want their family to be happy and healthy. I want everything to work out well for them because I don't want to feed my head hate, because whatever I feed my head is going to equate to or have a very significant effect on my intention through life, which is going to change the lens that I see the world, which is going to bend my reality. Without going into too many of those, I think I'll leave it at that. Just love what you're doing to love yourself and just keep bringing it back in. I want to do this because I want to make it up to myself. I want to show myself that I'm strong enough and confident enough to approach these people and to have this kind of conversation and to close this kind of deal. Just keep bringing it back to you. And if you keep focusing on yourself, a big part of your personality is going to go, oh, you're not paying attention. You're not going to do it right. Don't do that. Don't even listen to that chatter. Don't listen to the monkey mind. You know what? We should just do monkeys and gorillas all the time, because that's what we're trying to hush the old monkey mind and evolve, level us up. So If you're focusing on yourself and you're saying, I'm doing this for me because I need to do this for me because it's going to make me feel good. And then the self-talk trails from there. I like feeling good about myself. I like making myself feel confident and looking good and making more money because I like to do vacations like Hawaii or something. You keep going and feeding yourself so much positivity that you just keep wiring your brain for, well, I'm just going to do that because, of course, why wouldn't I do that? It's got 50 reasons why it's going to make me feel better when I do that, so I'm going to do that. And then that starts to bring in like a level of calmness and clarity. So far, we're talking about don't try to get your stuff from the outside and focus on the inside. I'm going to come back to that. And we were talking about rigidity and Deepak's thing. Everyone's equal. Be fearless, and that means taking on any kind of challenges with happiness and love and gratitude, and not doing things in order to receive things, but doing things for yourself and just feeding the positivity in your mind. The last one that's especially important for women on Facebook in general, or Instagram might be even worse. You have to learn how to be immune to criticism, but also immune to flattery. And to be immune to flattery, you have to try not to seek it so much. So lots of women, men included too, but you got to admit that women are typically more guilty in here. It is, and it's not their fault. It's the way that they're raised. It's society making it's like, well, you're beautiful and you're smart or you're a hard worker or you're something like that. And we put these labels on people like this is how they have to be. And then we start deriving our confidence out of how beautiful that we look, out of what we're wearing and how our hair looks and how the light is, catching my face just right, but that stuff doesn't matter. And you want to know why it doesn't matter is because you can't always rely on that stuff, and because it's shaky, because one person might think that you're beautiful and the other person might think that you're terrible looking, and that's just how it is. And if you try to get your confidence out of your looks, out of your sexual exploits, out of your out of the things that you do, out of the accomplishments, if you're in sales or if you're in marketing or something like that, if you're trying to gather your confidence out of the things that you're going to receive from other places, it's going to be rocky and it's going to be shaky. But I can assure you one thing, unless you get hit by a car today, this does not have to be rocky. You can build this up to at least a good, steady. This is the kind of track I want you guys to have in life. Highs and lows are always going to come, but we always want to be working our way up. And the only way to get there is to be constantly feeding the mind positivity, things that you believe in and that you love. So I think Tracy asked before, can you fake confidence? This is where I would lay it on really thick in your mind. This is something that I was doing yesterday. I'm going to do it for you guys right now. And I might make this a usual in these live videos because it shows a little bit of my confidence, and it can make you feel more confident and happier through the day. So logically, it makes sense to do the right thing in a business meeting, in an interview, or when you're on a date or whatever it is. Logically, makes a ton of sense, right? Logic is easy, but then you have to get down to the next level, which is your thoughts. And what your thoughts are telling you is what you're eventually going to believe, and then you're going to feel. And feeling and believing, you feel it and then you believe it. Feeling is the most important part. So you can logically know, well, I need to go in there and I need to seal this deal. I need to tell this girl that I like her. I need to I don't know, you guys name some stuff that you're struggling with, and I'll start using more examples. But logically is easy for most of us, for the most part. But then it's our thoughts. So we have to start controlling our thoughts. What kind of thoughts are we having that are either debilitating or motivating us? And we want to we're going to have both. I always tell you guys, we are wired to think negatively. It's prehistoric. It's a survival instinct. But what we tell ourselves, we eventually become. So we have to be really, really mindful of our thoughts. And just being mindful of our thoughts isn't going to make us more confident. We have to stuff our thoughts with really, really good thoughts. And that's, I know that I want this because it's going to feel good because of blah, 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 blah. And that stuff works really well if you're talking. But this practice helps you feel it. And when you feel it, you believe it. And when you believe it, there's nothing stopping you. So this is the practice that I want you guys to do. The shower is a great place to do this. If you have friends and family that you stay with, I don't care. Be selfish for you. If you have neighbors that don't want you yelling, I don't care. Be selfish for you, but don't do it at 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But what you want to do is raise the good hormones in your body. And to do that, it takes a lot of talk, or something like this. All right, so you just raise up the vibration a little bit by talking a little bit louder and getting a little bit more excited. And you move your body around just a little bit. That's all you got to do. And you say, I'm going to seal that sales deal because I like making more money and I like going on vacation. It feels really good to do that. I am awesome. I'm going to get it. And by the time you're done, after 30 seconds or so of that, it builds up and your heart's racing and your body feels good and your face is flushing. And then you feel it and you believe it. And the more you amp yourself up like that, even if it's just a couple minutes a day, you start really rewiring your brain. I mean, how often do you guys get that pumped up or that excited about anything? You say once a year, maybe? What do you guys think? I see you watching, but you're not talking to me. Come on, shy folks, tell me some stuff. Yasmin says, with photography and art, makes her feel good. Danica, it works. I've done it before. I think she keeps hitting enter too early. Not too often, Alma, right? Not too often. I mean, we get happy. But I mean, to get that excited about something, now what do you think that's going to do for your body? If you feel good, you have hormones, you have chemicals in your body that are positive. You know, we all know that that feeling bad can damage our body, right? Cortisol, adrenaline when it's not used the right way, debilitating. It takes us down, but those good hormones must do good things for our bodies. Maybe we can reverse aging. Maybe we can help cure our diseases. And maybe at the very least, definitely, not maybe, we begin to rewire our brains. So you got to make yourself believe it. So we're talking about faking it. Don't fake it. Pick things that are real. You can't really lie to yourself. You have to do things that you really believe in. And if you talk loud enough and get all hyper and excited and all that kind of good stuff, it feels good. And you should do it every single day. Be selfish. Give yourself a couple minutes every day where you're just getting yourself your vibration way up there. So don't reach out for flattery. Don't beg for this kind of stuff that's making you feel good. In fact, it might not just be selfies. It might be something with writing. If you are trying to gain your confidence from the way that people respond to what you're doing, you will always have a lack of confidence. You could always be more confident. So if you are watching this and you're like, Kale, I'm the most confident person in the whole world, but I get all my confidence from people telling me how awesome I am all the time, then I would just laugh and say that, gosh, the level of confidence that you actually have inside of you is so much higher than anything you've ever experienced before. Hi, Kendra, no worries. I imagine other people have lives. I just like talking all day, you know, and bouncing babies around. That's it. That's me. So that's not true, but you know what I'm saying. So you can receive compliments and you can receive criticism. In fact, you should encourage it all the time, but just don't put your self-worth on there, because your self-worth is the same as everybody else's. Man, you have like a book of these things, Steven. I like it. It's good. This is the kind of stuff that sticks. Learn to be you because everyone else is taken. So let's see. Did we highlight some of these, if not all of these things? So the VPs and the directors, they are just other people in fancier suits, but they're just other people, right? Thanks, Alma. Good. You stand up, you go blank, you go shaky. So, Romaine earlier, I read these comments as they come, guys. I utilize the ADHD tools that I built for 20-some years of my life. Romaine mentioned earlier that Now I lost it. I know it was her that said it. Where are you, Romain? What did you say? That's so important for our point here with Danica. Dun, 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 dun. Breathe. There it is. Breathe. So the breathing exercise that I'm always teaching, you gotta have your heart rate at a nice calm level. So here is the thing that when I'm always saying to be selfish, because I'm always helping people with anxiety, which is just such a great starting point to leading people to happier lives. That's one of the biggest reasons why I start there, and because I know how debilitating it is. But breathing helps so much, but not just breathing before you walk in and not just pumping yourself up, but also calming your heart down before you walk in. But when you're talking, this seems so awkward to people, right? What I want you to do, you got your note card up there, you're standing up there, and they ask you a question, and you feel like you need to answer them right away. Oh, I gotta quick answer them right away. That any kind of need, that tight grip on life, you got to learn to let it go and relax on that and loosen it. And what you want to do is just stop right there and breathe. And they ask you a question and look at them and go, and number one, that makes you feel a lot better. That clears your mind. It gives you a second to think. Don't think while you're breathing, just breathe. Gives you a second to pause. But you would be surprised I'll teach you some hacks. That puts the other person at unease. That makes them less confident for a second. And now you're the person in power. You're the person who they're looking at like, oh, wow, this person, because I feel like lower now all of a sudden because they were able to breathe all awkwardly in front of me. And people with anxiety are always talking like social anxiety. I'm in the grocery store and somebody's breathing down my neck. And I said, just take out your coin purse and start counting coins on the counter and just breathe and go slow and be selfish for you. Stop worrying about social stuff and norms, and stop worrying about what the right thing to do is. The right thing to do is the thing that's going to get you to the place that you need to be. So you need to breathe, you need to relax and understand that you're not in a life or death situation. The problem is that we're not in life or death situations. The problem is that we're in the safest time to be. It's the safest time in human history for humans ever, and to be alive right now. And we are using these feelings, these fears, these anxieties. They are anti-tiger mechanisms. They are anti-bear mechanisms, and we're using them to have conversations with people. We're using them to go on dates. We're using them to whatever you're fearing in your life. We're using mechanisms that are meant to help us survive for silly things that aren't life or death. And then we try to rationalize it. Well, if I don't get this sale, then I might go poor, and then I'll have to move out, and I won't have any food. And then you try to make it seem like it is actually life or death, but it absolutely is not at all. So Yasmin says, find criticism hard. Had a mother who was emotionally abusive, so tendency is to defend. Tendency means it's just kind of what is there right now, but you don't have to be that way. What you have to do is practice taking criticism. And do it small baby steps, have some people that you are okay taking criticism from criticize you about some things, question things about you, because you need to find confidence inside your head, inside your heart. I have a very similar path, Yasmin. My mother was also very, very emotionally, psychologically abusive. She was smart. Holy cow. She would twist my words, and she'd make me feel like I was evil and I wasn't worth anything. And tendencies, they don't have to exist. That's just old wiring. So any tendencies that you guys don't like in your lives right now, maybe write them down for one last time so that you can start looking at them and seeing how you can avoid them. And post questions in the group. We got lots of smart people in the group that help with this stuff. But it doesn't mean that you have to be defensive. It's not just your mom's fault. It's not just the way that you handled it either. It's a lot of society. We're in a society now where You can't be wrong about anything, or instantly you're done. You know, who's here? Rune posting all these things. So how to hold together in the moment. That's where you just breathe, awkwardly breathe and smile at them. And, you know, people say to imagine that they're naked, but you can imagine that they're just other people just like you, just trying to figure things out. Just relax. Just take the realness off of it. Take the pressure off of it. Yasmin, how do you sort that out? Could you be more specific? And I will come back to you, because I know lots of people that are really bad with criticism. Lots of people. You see, Kale was shaped from the clay of people that are horrible with criticism. So the guy that learns how to figure things out for people and help people with their problems, of course, had to have his skill set defined by people that could not take an iota of criticism. Sort out the criticism thing. You mean like how do you stop being worried about criticism? Well, okay. How do we do anything? We start at a logical level, right? Logically, criticism. What does it mean to you, Yasmin? What does criticism mean to you logically? If somebody criticizes something that you do, I will tell you what criticism is. Okay, it is an opportunity for you to react, just as everything is. Criticism is an opportunity to grow more. All right, Danica, no problem at all. You got your fix. Happy to help. Keep the questions coming. So Yasmin, criticism, let's say it's good criticism, even if it comes with an uppercut, you know, which is how I used to criticize people pretty often, with kind of like a way that really made it sting for them, which isn't really the right way to do it. But let's say this. Let's say that I have been making these live videos for a long time now, right? And I've been making a lot of videos for a long time now. And somebody tells me that I pick my nose during the video, right? And now all the 50-some videos and the 20 YouTubes and my course and all these videos has me picking my nose in it, right? And that could crush me. It could absolutely crush me. And let's say they say, Kale, you are like a dumb little 2-year-old picking your nose in all of your videos. So then they're even trying to sting me, right? So that's not very constructive, as we would probably define constructive criticism, but it totally is, because you know what? I probably would get more fans if I didn't pick my nose during my videos. And if I get more fans, that means I can help more people. So there's the good in it. So if I can help more people, maybe I should start paying attention about my nose pickery, right? So criticism could be an opportunity for you to advance and to grow and to do something better. Now, if they're criticizing you about something that you can't change, then why care about it at all? So that's where we go to logic. What's the logical feeling that we're getting? Or why are we feeling this? I'm feeling terrible that they criticize me. What's the logic behind it? Well, I don't like that they criticize me. Well, it doesn't sound very logical. Well, what is they criticizing you about? My nose is too round or something like that. And it's like, well, I can't change that. So why worry about it? Why worry about it? The logic, why worry about it? Well, I do feel it. It bothers me that my nose is round. So how do I get to the feeling level? You get up to the thoughts and you just shove awesome thoughts in your head and you jump around and you say, I love my nose, and you run around and you feel it. You keep thinking it until you feel it. And when you feel it enough, you start to believe it. And when you believe it, nothing can stop you. So criticism is a beautiful thing, guys. I'm saying to be immune to it, but I would implore you to try to receive it as much as possible, because criticism can make you into a better person. It can make you into the person that you want to be. You just have to know where it's coming from. And if it's coming from a bad place, you have to be able to stop, breathe, think about it, analyze it, say, could this serve me? Could this somehow serve me? This hurts me. This hurts me. But if I act on this criticism in a proactive way, will it make me a better X, Y, and Z? You know, will it get me to where I want to go? So Mary says she's reversed. She loves being around people, and what they say doesn't bother her. I just let it go. I hate being by myself. So Mary has a lot of confidence. In general, actually, you do, Mary. But what Mary is describing is that she's got this confidence out, but it's inside that she's lacking it. And when Mary learns to build this confidence up by planting tons of positive flowers and motivating things, that's good. We're gonna get to that one. Love what you do. I just gave it to you out loud. The more you think, the more you feel, the more you become. So you guys have to make this the confident thing. You want to be, when I was at my lowest, I realized that I wanted to be able to be completely poor, in a place that, what a synchronicity, in a place that there was fear and worry on every corner, that I didn't know how I was going to feed my family or pay my bills or anything like that, and I'd be confident and be happy. Because if I could be happy and confident there, what the heck could stop me, right? And that's why you don't want to derive your confidence from your selfies and from what your friends and family say about you and what kind of good job or bad job you do. You don't want to derive your confidence from those things, because you can't control those. The only thing you can control is here. So if all of this falls apart, if apocalypse hits us, and we go into the end of the world, what do we have? We have ourselves. We have just this. This is the only thing that you'll always have forever and ever, until you don't, and then you got nothing, and you're gone. See ya. And then you join the thing that we all have in common, which is death. So it's all good. Keep it happy. Keep it clean. Keep it fun up there, and you'll be more confident. So self-talk, second guessing, feelings, positive self-talk, feed the good wolf. Always be feeding that good wolf, guys. Just keep feeding it. What we can and can't control, and acceptance. Acceptance is super duper important. Just roll with the punches. So that, Yasmin, that's a pretty good one there too. Somebody criticizes you, if you can get into a place where you just accept in the moment and then choose how you want to react. Choose, that's the freedom of choice that we have. If we accept whatever comes to us and just okay, what do I want to do with this? This stings, this hurts, this didn't feel right at the moment. They embarrass me in front of everybody I know. The world thinks I'm a sham. I smell, whatever it is. You stop, you pause, and you say, what am I going to do with this? Do I smell? Yes. I'm going to shower. And then that's it. And then you have that choice. If you can just stop before that train takes off, before you get on that roller coaster and you're, my self-worth is gone. If you could just stop for a second and just think about it and say, can this serve me? Can this help me get to that higher place that I want to be? Can it? If it can, then gobble that up. I'm going to go shower. If it can't, thank you for sharing that with me. I love you. You're a beautiful, beautiful soul. And I wish you nothing but bliss and happiness for the rest of your life. I'm going to walk it this way now, So welcome, so welcome. Here's something really, really important. Love what you do. Love what you do. If you don't love what you do, find something that you love. And you can build your confidence up, like Mary can definitely build her confidence up by continuing to do beautiful paintings and continuing, Yasmin, same thing, right? Painting. You gotta do more things that you love. It will build your confidence up. And sit back when you're done with things and digest them and say, look what I did. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's amazing. And appreciate it and love it. And tell yourself how amazing you are and how awesome you are. Because if you do it enough, you will be a really good person to everybody around you, because you will be confident and happy all the time. Here's the other thing. If you don't love what you do and you can't change it, love what you do. Do everything with love. You drink from the cup of salvation with love. The only way that we get to a good place is if we love, 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 love every second. And the only way we can love, love, love every second is if we accept everything as it comes to us. And if it doesn't sit right, we remember, we don't always get what we want, but we always get what we need. Penny! Penny, breaking my heart. Actually, that makes me happy because I had a lot of people in here the whole time, and you weren't one of them. My numero uno, Penny girl. So this was a good one. Maybe I'll keep doing the lives on my profile. So guys, that is it. I was able to keep it at 50 minutes today, even with the baby. But if you guys have any questions, hit me, and I will answer them. Anything. It can relate to confidence, or it doesn't have to. Mary, you had a great day. Thank you for sharing that. Yes! You know why you had a great day? Because you chose to have a great day. Woo! Beautiful. I had a great day today, too. My days keep getting better and better. Love, 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 love. All you need is love. Love. Do you guys, Crystal came by. Do you guys have any questions, or should we get going? 3 in a row. Look at that. Let's hear 4. Let's hear 4. You're welcome, Yasmin. Believe that I can keep doing it. Just believe it. Pray if that's what you do. Ask the universe if that's what you do. I want to keep doing it. Got a lot up here still. Lots of stuff to give. I am blessed and highly favored. I'm a very lucky person. I'm very grateful for all of you, everybody that watches this. Guys, I love you so much. Be well, my friends.